Yeah. Oh, yeah. I am wearing a Twilight shirt. Hi, I'm Audie, and I have autism, and I don't know a lot, but I do read a lot. You have caught me during Rainbow Hour. Look at the rainbows. Which means it's 7 p.m., and I'm having my first cup of coffee for the day. Oh, there's a rainbow on me. Can you see it? Welcome to a new week of reading stuff and doing stuff. What are the pages that I'm going through this week? Well, I'm glad you asked. The dummy? The pages. Look, I know I said this last time, but yeah, it's still true. I'm still working through Tomb of Sand. My goal this week is 20 chapters, which may sound like a lot, but chapters short, chapters good. Oh, rainbows. Still chapter 24, page 233. I also said this last time, but it's still true. I've gotten through more of it. Chapter Vega, page 177. And it's still slapping. Hello? Because Chain Gang All Stars is so intense, and Tomb of Sand is a challenge for me. This is a cozy murder mystery, so it's light. I'm only 4 chapters in, 20 pages. I actually haul this later in this video. That's the lineup right now. And I want to throw in like a graphic novel as well. So we'll do that later. I got some graphic novels that I'm also going to haul in this video and show you. And they're pretty sick. Oh no. Who's our reading buddy? Honestly, Baby Jungle Skog is still a reading buddy right now. He's my reading buddy for today. Can I talk to you for a second? Because I have a problem. So my roommate and I are reading this for our monthly book club. Our book club that is just the 2 of us. She has already finished it. It is not even 7 days into the month. She sent me a message crying yesterday about this book. The reason that I've been crying and I have been reading this so slowly is because, bro, this book is bleak. My brain and my body is taking the story in as if it is nonfiction. It's so realistic. If you don't know what this is about a dystopic America where prisoners fight for their freedom, gladiator style. It's covered on sports stations. Literal killings, slaughterings are covered on sports stations, and people, the American public, eat this shit up. This is barely dystopic. And by that I mean this is so horrifyingly possible. It's just so real for being fiction. It also doesn't help that as you're reading this, there are little like footnotes. A lot of them that I have read so far are based in reality. They're real things that happened. The reality of the world that we live in is so expertly woven into the fiction of this book that it's jarring to my system, at least. You get multiple different perspectives of different people who are in this world. So not only do you get the perspectives of the main 2 characters that you're following, but you also get the perspectives from other prisoners. The lives of the prisoners in this program, the CAPE program, are televised. 24/7. No matter what they do, they get no privacy. You're taking a bath? Too bad. You're naked? Too bad. You're hooking up with somebody? Broadcast. And so there are people absolutely obsessed with watching the lives of these people and watching their deaths. Just the way that these normal, regular people are portrayed, it's so horrifyingly real. Like, I bet if you read this, you will be able to superimpose somebody from your life onto these characters. If not yourself, honestly. There are such good points brought up about people like watching this because it's a study in humanity. Don't we all kind of use that excuse to watch stuff? I mean, you're watching a vlog right now. Are you not watching it to get a peek inside the humanity of another person? The fans who love seeing the death matches, they're like, who cares if they die? They deserve to die. And it's gonna get me. It's gonna get me crying again, because I don't know about you, but I have heard that line of logic about the way that we treat people now. And this really gives you a look into what our future is moving towards if we continue to hold the beliefs as a nation that we do. I mean, I said this book slapped, and I'm not kidding. It is slapping me across the face. I have never cried so much reading a book as I have reading just 140 pages of this. Just the first 30 pages of this. Like, it is intense and intensely needed. This is an intensely needed message. This book just does an incredible job of showing the humanity of people in the prison industrial system. And that is what is so painful. Yeah, so my problem is I have to read this, and I have to read it fast. Hello, happy same day, new day. Oh, look. Another day, another Twilight shirt. We have one goal today, and one goal only. It's gotta get done today. We're so close to the end. I spent all night last night reading this and sending Marco Polos to my roommate to talk about it while she slept. I can't talk about it in the detail that I need to on here. We can do it. We can finish it. I believe in us. Well, they believe in me. Finish this. Finish this. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And that's my review. Hi, happy same day, new day. I'm not happy. Can you tell? It's the first hot day that we've had here in my part of Washington. I don't like it. If that didn't make my attitude bad enough, I also finished Chain Gang All-Stars. This book was great, but it was bleak and it was hard to get through. I'm not here to talk about this. What I am here to do is to open a package from a romance-only bookstore in California called The Ripped Bodice. They had a book that I have been very much wanting and searching for and not finding in my area, and also I got their merch because it's cute. So let's have some fun. No, we shouldn't look at this first. We should look at this first. Ooh. Be right back. Now I have more than just Twilight shirts. Now that we are appropriately outfitted, let's get into the book. Oh, she's small. She's not even 200 pages. The book is... That's a sick cover. It's called The Dragon's Bride, and you see that cover. Do you really need to know anything else? Does anybody else do this where you see a book like once and you're like, oh yeah, I want to read that. I want to read that. And then you put it on your list and then you just forget everything about it. But you know at one point, one of the versions of you wanted that book, and so you continue looking for it. Oh, she makes a deal with a demon to escape her current marriage in exchange to be put on an auction block, sold to the highest bidder. I was gonna say this is a shifter romance, but I don't think it is. I think he's just a straight up dragon. I mean, this is a lizard man if I've ever seen one. What more could I ask for? What a reward. What a reward for being miserable in my body and for being miserable in my emotions. Because of that. Now things get to be hot in a new way. Well, thanks for listening to the update, guys. Okay, bye. What if we started this right now? I think we should. Yeah, I think we should. Seduced by a dragon? Sure. Why not? Why not? Why not? Our girl Briar coming in with yet another piece of relatable trauma. Not me having a moment. Communication isn't easy. I've never had to be particularly good at it, other than reading the room to anticipate and respond to the undercurrents. Girl, did we grow up in the same house? I refuse to be another person in her life who tries to tie her down and shear away parts of her so she can be mine in perpetuity. Okay, soul monster man. Stop saying put a baby in me. Can I help you? I'm sorry, her ex-husband, the one that she made a deal with a demon to kill in exchange for her freedom. In exchange for being put on an auction block to monsters. Apparently he wasn't a fan of lazy activities, and reading was included on that list. Alright, so here's the thing. Last week I had a doctor's appointment scheduled, and this week I also had a doctor's appointment scheduled, but the difference this week was that I canceled it, and instead, I spent the day with my roommates, going book shopping, watching Love is Blind, and eating Taco Bell. There was a period of my life where I had doctor's appointments, specialist appointments, brain scans, blood work, various kinds of invasive procedures, occupational, physical, and physiotherapy, and more weekly for about 3 years. In that time, as a fat AFAB person, a lot of fuck shit was said and done to me, to the surprise of no one. And as a result, I'm very damaged, both physically and mentally. And sometimes that brokenness can't just be overcome. Sometimes it wins, and that's okay. That's what days like this are for. Being tended to and cared for and laughing with the people you love the most. So it ended up being a good day, and I got some books out of it, so I can't complain, really. Happy same day, new day. I'm back in the same outfit, in the same chair. So let's get into it. I will first start with a haul that I got from our local comic book shop. Some comic shops are just like Marvel, 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 and they are just not there for the girls, gays, and the theys. But some really be pumping Tegan and Sarah through their speakers and have an entire section of gay shit. Clearly marked. Love supporting local supportive shops. First off, this is a lesbian cosmic horror graphic novel. I read the first volume last year and I thought, this is a lot of fun. Very excited to have this. I mean, look at that guy. Volume 1 and 2. I mean, this is girly pop gore. It's about this woman. She gets trapped in the body of a child and gets trapped in a place called Fairyland. And she just, over time, loses her shit and wants to leave, but can't because she's cursed. And so she just kills shit. That's all I know. But I didn't need to know anything else. In the same vein of girly pop gore, I picked up... Well, did I know what it was about when I picked it up? No. But I saw knives and cat faces, and it was by Benji Nate, and that's all I needed to know. Going in a very different direction, this is a middle grade graphic novel. What's it about? I do know that Jax is a Crocs-wearing, internet-savvy old lady who sells the skeletons of roadkill online. Look at that broad. Intriguing enough for me. The last graphic novel. Bug Boys. Adventures and Daydreams. It's about bugs that are friends that go on adventures. Literally, what is better than that? In this series, there is a spider who is a librarian. And we learn the reason why there are bugs in our houses. Bugs come in our houses to write down all of our books and all of our written media so that they can translate it into bug language to put in the bug library. It's stellar. I've been in a mental space where I needed some levity, all right? And that explains these picks. First off, we have The Dead Guy Next Door by Lucy Score. I've never read anything from Lucy Score. I know that she's known for writing romance. I didn't know that she had a murder mystery cozy series. Every night while I'm waiting for my melatonin to kick in, I pick up a cozy on my e-reader and I just live my best, coziest, sleepy life. Since it's Lucy Score, I think it's going to have more of a romance in it, but the reason why I was interested in this series in particular is because our main character, Riley Thorne, she's in her mid-30s. Already amazing to have a protagonist who's not in their 20s or a teenager. She also lives in a house with a bunch of elderly roommates. Say no more. If there are elderly characters in it, I'm reading it. Sign me up. Freaking stickers. Come off clean, or I swear to Krampus. Alright, that's good enough. Not only did I get this Lucy Score book, but I also got this one, which is the second one in the series. This is the one that I was originally interested in, but I can't read this without reading this, so. Speaking of elderly roommates, Nosy Neighbor by Freya Sampson. Never heard of this author before, but we have another youngin' rooming with crotchety old lady, solving a murder mystery in order to save their historic apartment building. Like I said, it's got an old lady in it. I'm there. That's all I need. They're werewolves. They both need to appear like they have a mate, so they fake date. And I assume shenanigans ensue. I just have to say, I am nothing but grateful to my partner who works very hard to be able to afford cat food and books for me and our cat. I don't need the cat food. Grateful, thankful, blessed. I'll catch you soon.
I'm trying to read.
Let's end it. Oh, okay. Let's end this week. All right. I've not been really wanting to film this outro because that would entail me talking about this book. We have a visitor. And it's not that I don't want to talk about this book. It's just that I've already horsed my own voice talking about this book. I think I've sent hours of voice notes to my roommate talking about this book. And even though I've done all of that, I do not have confidence in myself to accurately portray what reading this book is like, or to accurately communicate how important this book is. I don't have the I don't have the words. This is a great piece of abolitionist literature. It makes you see why the dismantling of our current quote-unquote justice system is so important. It's just essential to preserve the humanity of people that society deems as evil. These characters will just live with me forever. I don't have the words. It's masterful, it's poignant, it's powerful, it's crushing, it's soul crushing, it's illuminating. To be with these characters and to see their lives and to see what brought them to this point, and to still, through all of that, through all of the murk, to still be witness to their humanity is just so incredible. I mean, if you like morally gray characters, you can't get more morally gray than this. Some hardcore crimes were committed by these people, but as you see them and as you witness the torture that is imposed upon them by the government, you see more than their crimes. You're forced to reckon with the reality of their humanity. It just makes you rethink everything you believe about the society that we live in now. And I'm telling you, this is required reading, but also be very careful going into this. This is very heavy. It's very real, especially if you're a person of color. Check trigger warnings. Take care of yourself, please. If you're white, get on this. Get on this right now. I'm telling you. Amazing, incredible, worth every tear. I can't stop singing his praises. Hurts so good. All right. Please, everybody, hold your applause. Hold your applause. But don't hold your applause that tightly. I mean, come on. Because I did read my 20 chapters. I have 2 of Sam. I read them. I did it. I felt accomplished. How much further did that get me in the book? Like 30 pages. Oh, 60 pages. That's right. 60 pages. I guess I'm the best. As you saw, we did finish this. Was it good? No. You might be thinking, well, of course not. Look at the title. Look what it is. Hey, I will not stand for monster smut slander. Sometimes these monster men are genuinely the sweetest creatures on planet Earth, or whatever planet they're from, or in this case, realm. Sometimes they're wonderful. Sometimes they're everything you can dream of. That wasn't the case with this one. The main problem with this is that it's 180 pages. We don't have time to get into who these people are. We don't have time to get into their characterization. There was a bit of it, but there's no time. We all know why you're here, and it's not for a great story. It's for the smut. Was that good? No. There was this kind of chomping situation. That was interesting. Our monster man, Hullo, the Dragon Lord, he has scenes where he's very reptilian, which is fun. Because a lot of the time you get shifters and you don't get like crocodile men. But you do here. There was a lot of potential, and I think that is what makes it so disappointing. We do have some sweet moments. I did tab a couple of things, but it was rushed and it was wasted just to get to the weird baby making scenes, which weren't my thing. But you know what? I'm not even mad at it, because this cover, Anna Moshak, the artist, absolutely killed it with this. I mean, come on. Follow them on Instagram. Do you want to know a weird thing about this? There was so much mention of paperwork. Yeah. Hullo, the Dragon Lord, hates doing paperwork for his kingdom. What kind of paperwork? Don't know. Not specified. It's just loads of paperwork. It's surprising how often it's mentioned in a book this small. Do you want to know about another man who has a lot of paperwork to do for his empire, his personal empire? But he just hates it, and it just clutters up everything in his office and his home. The man in this. Because I did read this. And I think that I have mentioned that I've never read a Lucy score before. And I thought this was a cozy murder mystery. But, I definitely just read something in this book, something explicit. That's usually not in cozy murder mysteries, so I think I was very wrong about what this book actually is. About 40 pages in, I discovered something. This book is so long. For what? For why? Why is this almost 500 pages long? Look, y'all, it was not that good. The characters are supposed to be in their 30s, but they were so immature. The guy was like, ooh, I'm a bad guy. I'm a bachelor. Here's one of his panty-dropping lines. Are you ready? Prepare yourselves. Baby, the way you kiss, There's a bad girl inside you dying to get out and have some fun. This man's 38 years old. He's a PI. He's investigating the murder of our main girl's neighbor. She's a psychic, and she hates that she's a psychic. She just wants a normal life, because her family is so weird, and she don't like it. They do stuff together, and they fall in love. Here's the scene. They slept in the same bed, because they were on a stakeout. I mean, I guess they kissed. Oh, big whoop. But listen to this overreaction, please. She felt woozy and fevered, still staring at the sex god before her. What? Sex god? Does he clamp over your... Never mind. Moving on. I had a bigger issue with this book. First of all, stop using the phrase spirit guide, please. Not appropriate. This book cannot figure out if it's against microaggressions or if it's for them. It can't figure out if it's anti-cops or if it's pro-cops. And that was frustrating. There is a uncomfortable depiction of a black man in this book. A couple of them, actually. We have a black man character named Gabe who is just constantly sexualized. He's continually being compared to different types of food and animals and mythological creatures and aliens. Because the characterization of this man is so bizarre. He truly reads like he is not of this earth. He's incredibly naive. He doesn't know what ice cream is. He talks like a robot. His purpose in the story is to be a spiritual advisor to our main girl and teach her how to hone her psychic abilities. It's so uncomfortable. It's so strange. He's portrayed as having limitless worship for our white characters. At one time, he prostrates himself in front of a white woman as if in worship. It's weird. It's not cool. You know what's great? I have the second one sitting on my shelf because I bought it before I read this. I picked this up so that I could have fun with elderly characters because it says our main character lives in a building with a bunch of elderly neighbors, and they were just old and wacky, but not in a fun way, in a really weird way. Like, there were two that were really sex obsessed, and there was one who was another black man who was just portrayed as like being completely out of his mind with like dementia, I guess, and he had no carer or anything. He just walked around confused always, and it was sad. It wasn't cool. It wasn't fun to read about. This book wasn't fun, and it was long. And I didn't like it. And also, enough with the diabetes jokes, okay? I would just like to make it clear that one does not get or develop diabetes from eating sugar. That's not how it works. And so jokes about this coffee frappuccino is so sugary, it's like drinking diabetes, shit like that, it's not funny. Hey, you want to know what else I read that also had really uncomfortable, questionable depictions of black people and also had diabetes jokes? That's right. I am disappointed. I'm upset. I was very excited to read this because I love gory girly pop stuff. Hyper feminine violence and blood? Yes, please. Thank you. This was written by a white man in 2017, so I should have been more suspect from the start, but the concept and the colors and the gore, they drew me in. They got me. They lied to me. I have complicated feelings about this because I did enjoy some of it. I did laugh at some of it. I like the girly pop gore-ness. I liked it. However, we had a very uncomfortable depiction of a crime lord who was basically in charge of this world's equivalency to Las Vegas. He was a slug lord, very clearly based on stereotypes of black people. And it just rubbed me the wrong way. Bad. And then we get into the diabetes jokes, because in Fairyland, it's like a child's dreamland, right? So all the food they have is like candy. And we have our main character who makes a wish when she is 8 years old. That wish brings her to Fairyland, where she is supposed to have a magical day of adventure. Just one day, but she's really bad at adventure. And so she gets stuck here for like 30 years. And although her body doesn't grow, she passes time and becomes mentally an adult, stuck in a child's body, eating nothing but sugar. And so there's a scene when she gets a wish granted, where she briefly has the body that she would have if she aged correctly in this land. And guess what? Since all you've eaten for the last 27 years is sugar, you're basically a type 19 diabetic tumor. Again, simply eating sugar does not cause diabetes. Jokes like this aren't funny because they're based in misinformation, and they have real-world consequences that disproportionately affect the poor and otherwise disenfranchised. And just like this, I also have the second one of this. I'm just so disappointed. I'm so disappointed. We might have had some fails as far as reading goes, but we had some wins as far as life goes. Existing is all about not taking the little things for granted. That's the only way to get through the day. Anyway, thanks for doing stuff and reading stuff with me this week. Yeah, I hope you had fun. I had fun. I'm having fun. Okay, well, okay, bye.